Hello friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Liv. If you are wanting to build a little bit more upper body strength, perhaps you are working on your arm balances and want to be able to hold crow pose. Maybe you're moving through a class and you're just finding it quite difficult to get to the end without your arms sort of giving up and buckling underneath you. I've put together these few drills that are things that I use to help me build strength that are all yoga inspired movements. So we'll move through them together, but they're also things that you can incorporate into your practice. If you're practicing yourself at home, you can just think of adding these movements in as you go. So number one, chaturanga negatives. Now I know chaturanga is super hard, so we've got lots of different ways that we can work on this negative motion. So what I mean by that is slowly lowering to the floor. So I want you to bring your shoulders on top of your wrists, and from a tabletop where you're in a square position, let your knees step back a little bit so you're in what I call a supported plank. The tailbone is tucked so the belly is switched on and we're pushing the floor away. Now we'll see if we can do it for a count of 5. We're going to lower all the way to the floor, elbows close to rib cage. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The belly and the chest hit the floor at the same time and then push your way back up. Doesn't matter how you get up, just get yourself back up. Same again, elbows close to rib cage. Keep that chest proud forward slowly for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lovely, all the way back up. Let's do one more. Bending elbows for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Option to carry on just as you are with knees down, otherwise tucking toes and taking it from a full plank. It means it's not going to be quite a slow lower, so let's see if we can do it for 3. Shift weight slightly forwards, lower for 3, 2, 1, find the floor. Now maybe it didn't last for 3 for you, but that's okay. Just trying to pose the floor, push it away and let it last as long as you can. Let's do 2 more. Tuck those toes into plank. Shift the weight a little bit further forwards. We'll lower down for 3, 2, 1. Find your way back up. And as your strength improves, you can just do this slower and slower and slower. Last one here, guys. Push the heels away. Bum is strong. Belly is firm. Lowering down for 3, 2, and 1. Good. Push yourself back up. Take a moment's rest. So number 2 is a side plank complex. Hopefully you felt in number 1 there, that very much gets our triceps. But in terms of upper body strength, we also want to strengthen our shoulders to push the floor away from us into long, straight arms. So bring yourself back into your plank pose. Full plank if you can, tucking toes, push them out behind you. You're going to come onto your left hand, reach your right arm to the sky, the feet have turned to one side, and then the arm in the sky, draw the forearm to the floor. You're then going to lift left arm to the sky as you come one side to the other. Now it's a little bit harder, you've got further to get up. Push into that left hand, see if you can send the right arm back to the sky. And then right forearm comes down, left arm reaches tall. Let's try one more here. Push into left hand all the way up. Now I want you to draw yourself back to plank. Maybe you take a little pause or we come to the second side. Left arm to the sky, breathing in. Left elbow to the floor, switching round. Right arm reaches up. Hard a bit, push down to that right hand, come all the way up. Left arm is tall. Left elbow comes down as the right arm reaches up. Let's try for one more, guys. Push into that hand all the way up. Left arm is high. Draw yourself back into plank, drop your knees, take a little rest. So number 3, particularly useful if you're working on your inversions, maybe you're working your way towards a headstand or maybe even further. We're going to do headstand push-ups. Half headstand push-ups. So I want you to make sure your elbows are as wide as your shoulders by holding onto your own biceps. Keep the elbows still. Interlace your hands, root your fists down to the mat, but your hands are slightly open. You can see your palms. Top of the head is going to go to the floor and the palms are now cradling the crown of the head. We're going to tuck our toes, lift our hips. Now push down into your elbows, into your fists, so as little weight is into your head as you can. Keep your gaze at your toes. I want you to see if you can push your elbows and forearms into the floor and lift your head off the mat. Slowly rest it back down. Same again, lifting up, long neck, softly rest down. Let's see if we can do 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let the knees drop, let your bum come towards your heels. Take a moment's pause, maybe forehead to the mat. We're going to try 2 more sets of that. Taking your head onto the mat, cradle the crown of the head, tuck toes, lift hips, holding here. From there, press into those forearms, lift for 6, 5, 4, doesn't matter how high the head lifts, just at least try. It might not even lift up, but it's the same strength. Last one, resting knees down and bum towards heels. Breathing in, breathing out. Great. Last set. Draw the head onto the mat. Lift those hips high. Think of a strong push down. Let the armpits get long as you lift for 6, for 5, 4, nearly there guys, 3, keep going, 2, and 1. Lovely. Rest the knees, rest the forehead. Take a few breaths of stillness. And then number 4 is holding our crow pose. Now that doesn't mean that we need to be able to do crow. We don't have to do it in the balance. This is a strength building drill and therefore we can leave our feet on the floor. We don't need to do the balance. If you have crow pose in your practice, great, go for it, hold it. See if you can elongate your hold. Aim for 3 breaths, then 5 breaths, then 10 breaths, and perhaps see where it goes. So from a little crouching toe stand position, you're going to think of taking the chunky part of your knee that's on the inside of your kneecap. That's going to come to rest towards the back of the elbows. If we're not finding balance, don't worry too much because I don't want you to think of sinking your weight into the back of your arms. Find those points of connection, preferably not to have a dog on the mat in front of you. Hands to the floor, then lift your hips nice and high and just readjust your feet until that feels comfortable. Now lean your weight forward so the weight is all the way into the hands and we've taken as much of the weight out of our feet as we can. We're going to hold here. If your practice can go further, do feel free to hold the balance in crow. I want you to round your spine, squeeze your thighs inwards. Lift those sit bones up, hold here for 3, 2, on 1, sink the bum back down, release the hands off the mat, maybe give your wrists a little circle. Building wrist strength is also part of upper body strengthening, I guess. I have a wrist strength tutorial, which I'll link at the end if it's helpful for you. 2 more times. Take those, let those knees find the back of the triceps. Hands to come and frame your puppy. Lift your hips up a little bit. Shift your weight forwards, rounded spine. Gaze towards the mat in front of your hands. Keep pushing the floor away. Keep bending those elbows that little bit. Think of really light toes. Maybe they even start to float up, but there's no need to rush it. Hold there for 3, for 2, and 1. Sinking back down. Any little pause, little rest. Maybe flubber it out. Last one. Elbows or backs of triceps, knees to connect. Take those hands to the floor, grip hold of the floor. So think of pressing the finger pads down into the mat. Lift those hips a little bit, chest goes forwards, gaze goes forwards. Maybe if you keep going forwards, that's where you might find a little bit of float, but leave the feet onto the floor to build the strength. Round the upper back, hold the belly in, push the floor away. Keep holding here, guys. This is our last one. We'll go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release it down. Let yourself rest. Maybe take a little child's pose. Thanks for getting strong with me, guys. Hopefully that was helpful, relatively enjoyable, and let me know if you'd like some more of these strength building drill ideas, whether it be for upper body, whether it be for core or legs. I'm very happy to put some more of these things together if they help give you inspiration for your practice. Do let me know what you thought in the comments below and maybe give the video a little thumbs up if you found it helpful. Hope to see you back on my channel again soon.